RJ Davis went through senior night at the Smith Center, but he does have an extra year to come back and play at Carolina if he so elects to do so. But there are a lot of talented guards coming out this year. And you just mentioned Jared McCain from Duke. Tyrese Proctor going into the season was seen as a guy who is possibly, if not probably, going on to the NBA. And we're just talking about Carolina and Duke right here. RJ Davis has a lot of talent. Is he a better college player than he is a projected NBA professional?
Oh, no doubt about it. RJ Davis is barely on the NBA radar. There's zero chance he would be a first-round pick. There's a good chance he would not be selected. Remember, the modern draft is only 2 rounds. There's a good chance RJ would not be selected as wonderful a college player as he has been. And he deserves every accolade that he received for his senior year in particular. All-American, ACC Player of the Year, and otherwise. Just a tough little nut, as Roy Williams like to call him. I think in the modern world, Mike, it is a very different process of decision-making than it was for most of our lifetimes. For most of our lifetimes, it was, if I'm a first-round pick, I remember the legendary late coach Dean Smith would actually tell his guys to go, hey, man, I've talked to so-and-so. You're not going to drop below whatever slot in the first round, and that is worth X million guaranteed dollars. And Coach Smith would say, like, we'll keep you if you'd like to stay, but I advise you to go. It's all different now. So RJ does not have any promise of a draft slot at all. And remember, only the first rounders automatically get guaranteed money. Second rounders can negotiate for guaranteed money sometimes, but it's not automatic. So it's a financial risk. Now, we all know, I think everybody knows, players like RJ Davis can make 6 figures overseas with no problem. He would have a dozen leagues beating his door down to play internationally. And I'm not trying to squelch his dream of playing in the NBA. I'm not saying that's impossible. I just think it's most likely he would be an undrafted free agent, which some agents like, actually, because then you can pick your NBA team rather than them picking you. You can look at rosters and maybe find your narrowest path to the NBA. Whether that happens or not, in the modern world, RJ, or let's just speak more broadly, because I haven't talked to RJ about this, but most guys are now thinking, I can make name, image, likeness money to stay in school. That's a very new angle here. Okay, I'm probably not going to be a draft pick, so that's a factor. But, am I ready to turn the page? Am I ready to travel internationally? Am I ready to be paid to play basketball in the truly professional sense, which is different than name, image, and likeness money? How much do I like my coach and teammates? What do I think of the possibility of what, in RJ's case, what might this personnel look like next year? He knows those recruits. Ian Jackson is an elite guard from New York that the Tar Heels have signed and is a top 10 high school senior, McDonald's All-American. And Hubert has a couple of other really good players coming in. Plus, I'm sure he'll sign from the transfer portal. Does RJ Davis wait and see what that looks like? Does he want to try to be part of a championship team? Does he want that 5th year that Armando Bacot certainly seemed to enjoy this past year for the most part for the Tar Heels? It's a whole new set of factors here in 2024 that's just wildly different than the way it was for decades. And that makes it unpredictable. And as I thank you for having me again, Mike, and look forward to our next visit, I like to remind people, at the end of March, for most of my career, I would write at this time of year, Mike, a way too early projection of the ACC. I would give you my 1 through 15 and returning star players and incoming high school signees. That is an absolutely inane process right now. Like, there are so many players in the transfer portal that there is no intelligent projection to next season. These coaches don't know what their rosters look like. Some of these coaches, like Pat Kelsey just hired at Louisville, sees 10 names in the transfer portal. You only have 13 scholarships. 10 out of 13 are in the transfer portal. So I still love writing those articles, and we'll do so at ncsportsnetwork.com. But we got to see some dominoes fall first. Who's leaving? Who's transferring out? Who's transferring in? And then we add the high school signees. It is truly an April Fool's Day endeavor to try to do it this way these days. Maybe a little later in April or closer to the portal window ends on May 1st in men's basketball. At that point, we'll have most of the decisions, but it is just mind-boggling how much these rosters are going to change looking ahead to next season over these next 30 days.